So
yes, it's okay.
So this is our GIS day, and I welcome you all to our third and last day of our GIS day celebrations. We had this week this is the third event that we are celebrating, and they say that the best is left till the end. So here we are celebrating GIS day with our light of hope, with the problem solvers of the future, and with our dear students. The purpose of this gathering, as you all know, is for us as working in the technology, is really to share the work that you are doing. Okay, and please, can you mute your mics? Okay, thank you. So, and we want really to hear from you, your learning experiences, and get inspired from you on how to overcome the great challenges that our world is facing today to create more sustainable future for our planet. So let's start first by a welcome note from ESRI's president, Jack Dangermond, welcoming the GIS Days celebration. One moment, just to click on the...
Great, so I can't hear that. I'm not sure if can anyone else hear that?
One moment.
Its purpose is really grounded in the idea of sharing the great work that GIS. Hello, my name is Jack Dangermond, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the GIS Day in 2021. This is our 21st anniversary for this day, and its purpose is really grounded in the idea of sharing the great work that GIS professionals and our technology in our field is bringing to the world. Now, it's an amazing thing that happens every year. Thousands and thousands of people get together. They form little groups. They bring their maps. They show what they're doing, and it lays down good footprints. My good friend Will I Am says it's a time to soak it up like with a sponge and rinse it out. Not only learn today, but also share what you learn to other people. Because GIS is growing very rapidly, as we know. It's impacting almost every field on the planet. And nobody hardly knows about it compared to things like, social media and the like. So this is an opportunity to share with children, showing them these professional activities that we do with maps and geographic data, and introduce also to executives and people who really don't know about our world, the whole idea of the geographic approach. Now, this approach is all about integrating layers of information, seeing things holistically, communicating more effectively with maps. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for organizing this event, but also thank you very much for coming. Many of you are holding it in a virtual environment, which I'm really excited to see. While we miss being together, this new media is allowing us to expand even greater the reach of our great work, your great work really, using geography and GIS to make a better world. So thank you, enjoy the day.
So in this today's event, we have special guests, very special guests. It's our great pleasure and honor to have with us today, attending this meeting to hear your stories, President of the CRDP, Mr. Georges Nahra. Just a little bit history of our relationship with Mr. Nahra. So President Nahra was our first point of contact at CRDP back 3-4 years ago. before becoming the president, and it was because of him that we had initiated a couple of years ago the MOU with the center to leverage the use of the technology while designing and developing the guidelines of the Lebanese curriculum reform. Thank you for being here with us. The floor is yours. Tell us more about what's going on at the center. Just a small note that Mr. Nahra is going to be presenting in Arabic. So I'm gonna be doing the translation in between his talk. The floor is yours, President.
Okay. Good morning for all, for Mr. Jason Saule. اوكي، لكن عندنا تحية من لبنان، من المركز التربوي للبحوث والإنماء CRDP، إلى كل الحضور، إلى كل الحاضرين، الكل اللي نظموا هذا النهار اليوم. تحية إلى الطلاب، إلى المؤسسات التربوية، وتحية كمان لإسري العالمية ولإسري لبنان.
Okay, let me translate. So he's greeting all the attendees, the school students, attendees from Esri Lebanon team, and all of the members attending this meeting.
رح بلش أول شغلة عن دور المركز ومهامه بشكل مختصر. نرجع نقول شو هي التحولات اللي انعملت بفترة هيدي السنة، شو المستقبل المناهج بلبنان الرقمية وغير الرقمية، وشو هي التعاونات اللي عملناها مع المؤسسات الخاصة والرسمية، ومن ضمنهم إسري لبنان، لأنه صار في أكيد ثورة رقمية بهالموضوع نحن، لأنه بنعتبر حالنا دماغ المفكر للتربية بلبنان، ومن هيك عم نعمل هيدي التحولات المستقبلية اللي هي على عاتقنا وعلى عاتق مسؤوليتنا.
Okay, so the talking points are going to be the role of the CRDP, the different changes that has been conducted since the couple years ago to be aligned with what's going on around the world, the efforts done at the curriculum level reform, and the role of the communication and the cooperation between the center and Esri Lebanon and or the other technology providers.
من ضمن المهام الأساسية اللي بيلعبوا CRDP هو 4 مهام أساسية، وبيجي أكيد مهام فرعية بيتفرعوا عن المهام الأساسية. أول مهمة أساسية هي تعديل أو تكييف أو تطوير المناهج. ثاني مهمة هي القيام بتدريب المعلمين والأساتذة اللي هن بالخدمة الفعلية. ثالث مهام هي القيام بالأبحاث التربوية، أكيد بتستند على الإحصاء التربوي اللي بيقوم فيه المركز وبينشر الإحصاءات اللي بيعملها. ورابع مهمة هي إنتاج وسائل تعليمية وإنتاج الكتاب المدرسي الوطني وإنتاج الدروس وكل شيء رقمي من منصات، من موارد بنحطها بتصرف المتعلمين ومعلمين.
Okay, so in a nutshell, the role of the CRDP definitely is to do the reform, the continuous update and the reform of the curriculum, provide training and capacity building for the teachers, whether in the public or in the private sector. Definitely do the research, do education research and other research, and follow up on statistics and numbers and publish them. Statistics related to the education sector in Lebanon, whether for the schools or the students or the teachers. And content production, education content production of all forms, at all levels, and in all formats. Digital, paper, so all the type of content, of education content production that will be used whether by the public or the private sector.
من هيك نحن بهيدي المهام أكيد ما بنشتغل لوحدنا، إنما نحن كمركز تربوي نطلع بالفكرة، منخطط، منحط البلان استراتيجي لكل المشاريع المستقبلية، وبنتعاون أكيد مع القطاع الخاص التربوي وغير التربوي، من ضمن المؤسسات الخاصة والشركات والمؤسسات اللي كمان تشتغل على الصعيد التربوي الرقمي والنظريات، ومن ضمنهم مثل ما عم نحكي إسري لبنان وغيرها.
And all of this work is not completed by the CRDP alone. It's done with a collaboration with the different stakeholders in the national level, whether coming from private or public sector, like technology providers or other professional entities available. So this is really the idea is adopted by the CRDP. However, when it comes to the implementation, it's a joint and collaboration effort between the different stakeholders, whether public or private sector.
يمكن الخلفية اللي أنا كنت تعلمتها بالجامعة ومارستها قبل ما كنت مسؤول من سنة، كان فكرة الموضوع الرقمي والاهتمام بالمتعلمين، لأنه نحن بالنهاية قضيتنا، نحن بالعالم كله قضيتنا هي المتعلم المعلم. كيف فينا نحن نغير من خلال المتعلم والمعلم إذا بنغير المجتمع بشكل عام صوب القيم، صوب الإبداع والابتكار، صوب المهارات القرن ال21، ننمي فيهم هيدي القيم أو هيدي الكفاءات والمهارات. من هيك وعينا على دورنا بهالمسؤولية. بس استلمت هيدي المسؤولية كان عندي هيدي الخلفية التربوية والرقمية فتنا بهالمشاريع اللي رح أقولها بعد شوي.
Mr. President Nahra's educational background and his work before joining CRDP and before becoming the president has initiated him to start thinking in a different way when he became the president, because he's convinced that the center and the students are and the teachers, or the full education system, has to move to the digital era. This because all of the values, the creativity, innovation, skills of the 21st century, the capabilities needed to face the challenges of the future. So that's the background that initiated President Nahra to launch the different projects that he will be telling us more about in his next section.
خاصة من بعد ما صار في مفهوم الاقتصاد المعرفي اللي بيجسد دور الموارد البشرية للفكر العقل البشري والفكر البشري والابتكار البشري. من هيك أنا مؤمن بقدرات الشباب بشكل عام، خاصة لأنه الشباب اللبناني بالقدرات اللي مخزنة بداخلهم، بفكرهم، بقيمهم، فيهم يعطوا الماكسيموم. من هيك نحن بس استلمنا هذه المسؤولية وقلنا انه المناهج بلبنان صار لها من 24 سنه ما انعملت، ما تجددت. يمكن دخل عليها بعض التكييفات، بعض التعديلات، انما جذريا ما صار في اعاده النظر جذريا. نحن هلا فتنا بالخط الصحيح، وهلا بخبركم شو عملنا لحين هالوقت.
Alright. هاي الجملة أول وحدة الاقتصاد المعرفي ما بعرف ترجمها، so رح أفيها. Like he was saying something that is really educational that I don't know how to translate it, but he was mentioning about knowing the human resources that are available in Lebanon, the capability of the youth of Lebanon. And in addition to the fact that it has been 24 years that the curriculum was not really, revised in its full. There have been some small updates on some of the parts, but since 24 years there was no a full revision of the reform of the curriculum. That's why the projects that he will tell us more about were started the implementation.
من هيك بس استلمنا المسؤولية وإنه دور المركز مثل ما قلنا إنه تعديل المناهج أو تطوير المناهج، ونحن من بعد 24 سنة إذا بنغير بالمجتمع ندخل روح جديدة، فكر وطني وولاء وطني وانتماء وطني ومشاركة البشر العالم كله بالإبداع والابتكار. مش معقول نبقى على مناهج صار لها 24 سنة. من هيك عملنا مغامرة وحطينا الخطة المطلوبة، كان مطلوبة من 20 سنة. أخذنا رهان على مسؤوليتنا لأنه عندنا قضيتنا هي متعلمين مثل ما حكينا. حطينا الخطة، عملنا المرحلة الأولى، في عندنا هلا المرحلة الثانية بتخلص بآخر كانون الأول يعني 2021. المرحلة الثالثة بتبلش بال 2022. نحن بال 2023 نعمل بايلوتينج لكل اللي وصلنا له بالمناهج العملية. بال 2024 2025 نحن بنكون بسنة دراسية مع مناهج جديدة.
All right, so keeping in mind that the learner is our main focus, the decision was taken to do a reform for the curriculum, to include this new spirit of design thinking, analytical thinking, and foster the collaboration spirit. Okay, they started piloting the new curriculum, and they started planning for this. It was really a challenge for the center, especially in those dark days that the country is going through. So they started the first phase and pilot that will end, I think he mentioned in December or January 2022.
اوكي، وهلا اكيد هلا يمكن في كثير عالم بيقولوا لنا انه بهالظرف الصعب عم تشتغلوا مناهج. ما نحن دورنا كمركز تربوي انه بالظرف الصعب نعطي شيء امل للعالم للبنانيه، انه في بعد مؤسسات بتفكر فيكم، عم تفكر بالمستقبل. مثل بيقولوا لازم نكون شمعة بهيدي العتمة الاقتصادية ومن جميعهم.
Okay, so yeah, definitely they received some criticism, like in what's going on in the country. Is it the right time to do the reform? So the center has decided that this is really the challenge to take, and it is really the right time to do this reform, because that will be since we are embarking in a journey in a transformation at the country level. So yes, this transformation or this new path that the full country is moving on, it's really the right time to be aligned also with a reform at the level of the curriculum at the schools.
واكيد هذا الشغل اللي عم ينشغل اكيد بدنا يكون في تعاون مع كل العالم، يعني كل المؤسسات، كل الجهات المعنيه المحليه والدوليه الخاصه والرسميه. رح نتعاون مع كل هيدي المؤسسات تا يكون في عنا مناهج مشبكه بتلاقي كل او بتعبر عن كل تطلعات الشباب بشكل عام والجيل الرقمي مثل ما بيقولوا له، تا يكون في عنا سوق للاقتصاد المعرفي اللي حكيت عنه.
Okay. So, and definitely, again, back to the concept of the collaboration. This reform is not going to be done solely by the center. It's really a collaboration between internal and external stakeholders in order to meet the expectation of the future generation. Those expectations are not only limited to the delivery method of the content, but also to the tools that are going to be used. Not only the content, it's a holistic approach for the content, the delivery method, and the tools that are going to be used.
هلا باراليل يعني بالتوازي اللي عم نشتغلوا على المناهج اكيد بياخذ شويه وقت، انما نحن مشتركين المتعلمين والمعلمين بدون موارد رقميه، بدون منصات. شو عملنا نحن؟ اكيد هذا دورنا، نأمن له الكتاب المدرسي للمتعلم، نأمن له الموارد الرقميه، يعني كل شيء لريسورس بسموه موارد رقميه بتطال كل الكفاءات الكفايات والاوبجكتيف والاهداف لكل المواد التعليميه. من هيك عملنا شيء بيسموه الايبوك، يعني الكتاب المدرسي الالكتروني. عملنا ابلكيشن، من خلال هيدي الابلكيشن كل متعلمي لبنان ومعلمي لبنان حصلوا عليها مجانا. يعني كل الكتاب المدرسي الوطني الصادر عن المركز صار بتصرف كل تلاميذ لبنان ومتعلمي لبنان.
Okay, so in parallel, until we reach this phase of a full reformed curriculum, the center was doing huge efforts in converting all the current curriculum to become a digital resource and available, accessible for all students, teachers, learners on an open platform and available for free. So this is what they did especially when the remote learning, the learning from home started. So they were very quick to convert all the current available educational material to become into a digital, accessible in a platform. That was one of the major projects.
وخاصة أكيد بهالظرف، أول شيء في عنا أزمة كورونا كان بلشت أكيد من فترة، في الأزمة الاقتصادية، أزمة الفيول وأزمة الإضرابات. يعني كل هالأشياء خلت المتعلم يبقى كتير وقت بالبيت. بس بهالوقت بالبيت نحن لازم شو فينا نأمن له موارد بعوزة إذا مش مأمنة عنده بشكل مدروس وتربوي. بالإضافة إلى كمان أمنا الكتاب المدرسي الورقي أكيد بتمويل من اليونيسف. كمان تم طباعة وتلزيم أو تلزيم وطباعة وتوزيع كل الكتاب المدرسي من لكل المراحل للمتعلمي لبنان الرسمي، والسنة سنة الماضي الرسمي، والسنة كمان الرسمي. بالإضافة إنه الخاص كمان إذا حابب هو تلميذ خاص أو مدرسة خاصة تتبنى الكتاب المدرسي لفترة الوطني، نحن بنقدم لهم إياه مجانا.
Okay, so بس لحتى أكون عم بترجم مظبوط، حتى الكتاب بالمطبوع اتأمن مجانا للعالم، هذا اللي عم تقوله.
صح.
Okay, so as you know, we're going through a very severe economic crisis and also like lack of basic essential infrastructure like power, like fuel, like internet, like all of those, medicine. So also through a funded project by UNICEF, the center was able to print for those students a hard copy of all the curriculum, the books needed in the schools to be used for public learners, but also is available for private schools, right? موجود كمان للمدارس الخاصة إذا بدهم.
اللي بده صح 100%.
اوكي.
الشغله الثانيه اكيد نحن اللي عم نعمله هلا، اكيد قبل يعني من شي سنه عملنا تنلبي حاجات حسب الوضع الاستثنائي، انما نحن دورنا كمركز تربيه بنفكر بالمستقبل كمان. هيك حتى الكتاب الايبوك نحن هلا عم نجرب نطوره تيبقى مستدام للمستقبل. الشغله الثانيه حولنا المنصه اللي كانت منصه بتجاوب على حالة استثنائية، صار في عنا هلا تقريبا منصة مستدامة. وحدنا المنصة بيننا وبين الوزارة، يعني كل شيء. هيدي المنصة بترتكز على 4 مرتكزات إذا بدكم. كل موارد رقمية، في موارد رقمية أكيد بتليم المنهج اللبناني منتجة من قبل أهل المركز. في موارد رقمية منتجة من القطاع الخاص، يعني في أساتذة بالقطاع الخاص أو مدارس قبلوا يحطوا عنا المواد الدروس اللي أنتجوها مع الحفاظ على الملكية الفكرية لكل مؤسسة أو لكل أستاذ. كمان صار في عنا موارد رقمية فينا نفتش عليها على الكلاود من خلال الذكاء الاصطناعي. عنا هيدا الكاباسيتي. صار الرابع شغلة كمان صار في عنا رابط ديب انتجريشن مع مؤسسات عالمية ومؤسسات محلية عم بتحضر مواد رقمية ودروس، نعمل تشبيك معها تيكون بتصرف كل المتعلم اللبناني أي نوع مورد لأي مادة تعليمية من المرحلة الروضة لثالث ثانوي. نحن بنكون جاهزين مبدئيا من هلا لجمعة. كل الدروس صارت رقمية بالإضافة إلى الكتاب الإلكتروني.
All right. So as part of the strategic future planning, what was a quick response to an emerging need has become like this digital platform has become a sustainable one. And this sustainable platform was integrated with the Ministry of Education and Higher Education. This platform includes the digital content produced by the center. Also, some private education publisher have approved to put their digital resources on this platform. There is a way to search on cloud for other resources, and definitely integration with international education providers. So, and this will be launched next week soon. رح تطلقوه الاسبوع الجاي هذا
باخر تشرين الثاني مبدئي باخر
Okay, end of this month that will become available for public. Okay.
شغله ما قبل الاخيره، نحن كمان اكيد مهم الواحد يهتم بالاشياء الماتيريال، ان كان كتاب مدرسي، ان كان منصات، ان كان ايبوك، ان كان اي موارد رقميه، بس نحن كمان بنهتم بنفسيه الشخص ان كان متعلم او معلم. من هيك نحن اول 4 اسابيع من بدايه العام الدراسي عملنا شيء بيسموه برنامج التعافي، يعني اللي بيعمل دعم نفسي اجتماعي للمتعلم وللمعلم وللأهل كمان، من بعد ما هالظروف الاستثنائية إن كان كورونا والابتعاد عن المدرسة والابتعاد عن الاختلاط مع الآخرين. هي سببت بعض المشاكل النفسية. ترجع على المدرسة بشكل طبيعي عملنا برنامج تعافي تيكون فيه إذا بدكم الخطوة ما قبل التعليم، يكون في على الصعيد النفسي، يكون في راحة، يكون في إذا بدك يطاوع الواحد نفسه برياحة، يرجع يعيد حياته الطبيعية مع الأقران مثل ما بيقولوا، مع المجتمع الدراسي.
Yeah. So the work was not only limited to content, and since there was an interruption of going to school and going back to school all of a sudden might be shocking for teachers as well as for students. So the center prepared a mental health program that prepares to get back to school from a socio and psychological, taking into consideration the socio and psychological aspects of the teachers and the students. And that was done during the first 4 weeks when we started the education, like the academic year. صح؟
بنفس الموضوع نحن كمان أنشأنا بكل مناطق لبنان، لأنه أخذنا بعين الاعتبار الوضع الاقتصادي والوضع النفسي والوضع الاجتماعي عند الأهالي والمجتمع اللبناني. أنشأنا 22 مركز للصعوبات التعلمية. أكيد عملنا قرار بس بعد ما أنشأوا، بعد ما صاروا جاهزين، بس في سنتر واحد بجوني راح يكون جاهزين نجاوب على كل الحالات ذوي الحاجات الخاصة. بكون في عنا هالمراكز تكون حاضرة لتشخيص الحالات أو معالجة الحالات أو تقويم تربوي لذوي الحاجات الخاصة. خاصة هيك بنخفف تكاليف ووقت وبنخفف من أعباء على الأهالي والتلاميذ اللي عندهم هذه الحاجات الخاصة اللي عم نحكي عنها.
Okay, I hope I will translate the term مظبوط ذوي الصعوبات الخاصة. So let me try. So taking into consideration all the situation, the center also decided to establish centers to assist students with learning difficulties. Spread all over Lebanon to provide support not only for the learners, for their family, and for the teachers, as well as an advocacy, as a listening center, coordination, advocacy, like this, a listening for those students with learning difficulties.
نحن أكيد هي نحن التعاون اللي صار بين كمركز تربوي وبين إسري لبنان أكيد كان له يعني بلش قبل ما استلمت رئاسة المركز. أكيد كنا حابين يمكن تتطور أكثر، بس هلأ مع المناهج الجديدة حابين نرجع يمكن ينعمل لقاءات مع إسري لبنان، مع اللجان اللي عم تهتم بالمناهج، لأنه نحن مثل ما عملنا الام او يو، ونحن بنشكر اكيد اسري لبنان، اسري بشكل عام واسري لبنان. الام او يو اللي تحملوا وقت وتعب، ونحن دون ان يترتب على المركز اي اعباء ماليه، انما نحن بنشوف انه هيدا المشروع التربوي اللي بيعطي دور واستقلاليه واوتونوميه للمتعلم تيعمل بروجي او تيعمل مورد رقمي باي ماده تعليميه، تصير هيدا المورد بتصرف كل المتعلمين او كل الاشخاص اللي بهمهم حسب الموضوع المطروح. بالعكس هيدا يمكن لازم نشدد عليه اكثر، ولازم نرجع نعيد اذا بدكم مش العلاقه بس، نرجع نعيد نعمل ام او يو عن جديد، نجددها ونحط فكره بتتماشى مع المناهج اللي عم نحطها جديد. من هيك بده يكون في تعاون مع الاشخاص اللي عم بيحطوا التوجهات العامه للمناهج والاطار الوطني للمناهج، وندخل كل اللي بينعمل بالموارد اللي بتطلع من وراء المشاريع اللي عم تصير مع اسر لبنان بالتعاون مع المدارس الخاصه مع المدارس الرسميه. هيك بتنحط ضمن هيدا الاطار الكبير، ونحن بالعكس نحن لنا الشرف ونكون منفتحين على كل الشركات والمؤسسات الخاصه اللي عم تهتم بالتربيه، واللي قضيه التربيه وقضيتها التربيه، وخاصه قضيتها المتعلم الانسان والمواطن.
Okay. So in this section, President Nahra mentioned the cooperation that was done previously with Esri Lebanon in the previous MOU, and how it impacted with the content that was produced that you will see today. One of those presentations covered. He is thanking Esri Lebanon and Esri for their support. However, he is seeing a great opportunity with this reform of the curriculum project. Another opportunity for us to share our knowledge, our experience in what can the technology be providing in this reform. So he's suggesting follow-up meetings with especially you. I know that Jason, you are very well experienced in those matters related to curriculum and regulations and all of this. So he's saying to have suggesting another MOU specific for the reform, for the curriculum reform and follow-up meetings. And I can say from now on behalf of Esri Lebanon and maybe, I don't know, maybe Esri definitely, that we are ready to support, and Jason can confirm that when he will be presenting his talk.
بشكر الجميع، بشكر مسيو جيسون الصولي، بشكر اسري لبنان، مدام جريتا، ميرسي كثير لك، لانه حماسك كثير بيعني لنا، لانه كنت كثير محمسه لهالمواضيع اللي لها علاقه بالتربيه ولهالموارد اللي لازم تكون اكثر بكثير من اللي انعملت. وان شاء الله اكيد بالمستقبل بيكون في تعاون مع الكل، وحتى مع المدارس الخاصه، مع التلاميذ، لانه انا كمان حضرت بعض الانتاجات مع او عروض مع متعلمين من عده مدارس خاصه زارونا هون، ونحن زرناهم كمان ببعض المدارس الخاصه. عن جد انا اعجبت وادهشت بهالابداعات عند طلابنا. عن جد بخلونا يمكن نفكر، يا عمي نحن لازم نعمل شيء، وبلدنا بحاجة وعنده القدرات الفكرية والإبداعية. مش ناقصنا شيء. بقى تحية لكم جميعا، ونحن على طول بوابنا مفتوحة للكل، وأهلا وسهلا فيكم. شكرا
اوكي.
جزيلا.
اول شيء قبل هيدا انا بتمنى انه تضلك موجود معنا لتحضر، لانه رح تشوف شيء كتير حلو هلا بالمشاريع الجديده. ما تفل يعني، don't leave.
حدا عنده شيء أسئلة استباحة أو ما فيش أسئلة؟
Okay, but just to translate the last section. So what President Nora is saying is that those projects, the students' projects, are really a motivator for the CRDP. That yes, there is always a place for improvement. Yes, we can do a lot, and that like they lean on what the students are doing in this field, and yeah, definitely their doors are open for collaboration, and that's it. Thank you, President Nohra. So now, if any questions you have, just put it in the chat and we will be answering them. So thank you for being here. And our next very special guest is Jason, the Global Schools Industry Manager at SB. I'm so happy to have you today with us. As I mentioned, that I met with Jason previously in different education meetings, and I was personally amazed by the experience and the different programs he was deploying when he was working with Esri UK. I learned a lot from you personally and was inspired and motivated to grow Esri Lebanon Schools program. It really inspired me. So Jason, tell us, what do you have to tell our dear students? The floor is yours.
Thanks, Greta. Thanks for the kind words. And, thanks, President Nohra. I'm just going to share my screen. Is that okay, Greta? Share my screen. You see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So, starting off as a good geographer, as I hope you all are, I just wanted to give us some spatial context of where I'm talking from and where you are. So I'm in the southeast of the UK. Here. So here's London. I'm in a county called Kent, in the middle of the countryside. I'm talking to you from there. You are over nearly 3,500 kilometers away from me. So just a bit of spatial context of where we actually are. Greta shared with me your story maps, and I've put these story maps into a story map collection for us. And I'm just going to put this into the chat for you. So all your story maps are into one place. I must say I was hugely impressed. I see in my work, I see work from students all around the world on a regular basis in here. And you're up there, you're helping to lead the way with this type of technology globally. Yep. So the sort of things you've been doing, just the fact that you're engaging with story maps and then you're creating apps and maps inside here, where we are showing the rest of the world actually how to work with this information and actually taking action and doing things of value to your own community, which I think is a really important factor. We'll come on to that. So I see you're picking out some really interesting and sometimes challenging things to work with, which is a great thing to see. We can see, we touched on the sort of the challenges that Lebanon's facing at the moment. Yeah, but young people, you're empowered. You have power, and maybe through the medium of GIS, you can express that power, your opinion. You can collect data. You can show these things. You can share these things with people all around you. So I was really pleased with this. Our last one here. Is it going to make it? Yes, it is. Yeah. And so this is the wide diversity of the way you've been telling stories with the technology and really applying and thinking about this. And I think what you should be really pleased about is actually you're taking that step. You're now part of a global family, a global phenomenon with GIS. Yeah. And no matter what your interests are, if you want to be a geographer or a scientist, I think they're very similar. Geographers are scientists in here. I've just move to the esri.com page in here. This is a really interesting page on here, so I'm going to put this into your the chat as well, so you can see that. And I've only come here because I want to show you the breadth of opportunity in terms of the careers that you might want to follow. So I'm going to click on solutions, and I'm not going to go through this. I want you to go and see this yourself. Whatever your interests are, there will be something in here that can spark your imagination. Studying geography or GIS or related sciences can lead to a really interesting and fulfilling life for you. There's a huge opportunity there. The world needs more young people like yourselves who are motivated to do this type of work. It's very, very impressive in there. Other organisations are also recognising this, like the power of young people. So I work a lot with the Geographic Society, so the National Geographic Society, and I met with them in California last week. And we were talking about many things, and I showed them some of your story maps at the meeting there. But they have a name for young people like yourselves. They call it Generation Geo, Gen Geo. Yeah. And they are seeing young people all around the world taking the lead, like you are, and being active in their own communities, thinking about the climate and the environment and the challenges we're facing there. And joining together. So, you know, if you look across Gen Geo on various social media platforms that you may be on, whether it's Instagram or if it's Twitter or Facebook or wherever you are, search for Gen Geo. There's things happening all across there, and it's an interesting movement. And you are part of this movement. I think that's what you should really be thinking about. And the opportunities for you inside here, particularly with organisations like Esri and also like National Geographic, are growing as recognising the power of young people and how do we lift everybody up with and through this technology. An opportunity for you students. National Geographic have something called an externship because of COVID and things and challenges globally now. They had internships. These are externships, so you can still be in Lebanon, but be involved with a program from National Geographic. They're just in the middle of finishing their first one. This program is run by an organisation called Paragon One. I'm going to put this into the window for you as well. If you're interested in following some sort of geographic career, or you have some sort of geographic purpose in your local community, I would highly recommend you sign up for this on their waiting list. This will be coming around again next year. In there, it's a really powerful way to be involved, and you'll get exposure to people from all over the world, and you'll see the sort of different types of work that National Geographic are doing. It's a really interesting way to do. So I see it's a really interesting opportunity for you with National Geographic. Coming on to the president's talk. So I think maybe, so the site I'm showing you here, I'm going to share this again as well in the chat. This is one of the things we've been working on and developing. It's like this concept of idea, how do you teach with GIS? How do you learn about the world through GIS? How do you take action through the medium of GIS? And so we have a new website that actually you can learn how to use GIS. Lots of different tools and ideas. There is a community aspect on here, showcasing good work from teachers. I think maybe picking up on the president's talk about a collaboration area. Well, the way we constructed the Teach with GIS site is easily translatable, and so it can be localized to a country's specific curriculum. So, for example, if I was to go to Bulgaria, we have a process in place where we can create that in a different language, working with educators in the country, and to produce materials that relate and are relevant to, say, the curriculum in Lebanon. So it's very, very easily customizable, and so you can easily create a hub for GIS education inside Lebanon. So that may be a really interesting way to collaborate. And just for Esri Lebanon, so this all works through the Learn Art GIS team. There's a whole process that goes on there, and they are actively looking to support countries, and we would be actively willing to support education in Lebanon in any way we can. And this could be an interesting start to it. Something else for the students in the room. So we also work with Microsoft, and we've developed some digital badges with Microsoft that can showcase or just highlight your skills with GIS. So if you want to put something on your CV, or you want to just put it on your social media and just show, actually, you know, I've done something with GIS, and here is my proof. You can earn a digital badge on the Microsoft Educator Center. Same for teachers as well. Just some recognition that actually you have done the work. You've actually put the effort in, which people want to see. Okay. So there's the externships with National Geographic. I'll definitely pick up on that. And then these badges from on the Microsoft site in there, just to showcase that you've been proactive in your learning. I'm just going to come back to, I'm just going to finish here, Greta. I'm just going to come back to the story maps. And another way you might want to think about using the story map. As you're going through your education and you're maybe going to university or looking for work, we're increasingly finding students using story maps as a geo-CV. Showcase your work. What work have you done in your learning? Put it into a story map. Yeah. What maps have you created? What maybe pictures? What data have you collected? Maybe you've made some videos. Put it in there. Tell a story to maybe the university, to an employer. This is what I've done. Now we see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of CVs people applying to us in here. How do we know you're special? How do we know you're different? This is one way of just picking out. So we immediately see there's a link to a story map. We can click on that, and suddenly we can see you. We can see more of you, who you are, what your interests are, what your talents and skills are in there. So I could highly recommend you think about using this type of application as a way of capturing your work and your interests and your passions, so that other people can see that. It's very difficult to do that on maybe 2 sides of A4 paper, particularly when you're actually you're in the same room with 200 other people with 2 pieces of A4 paper. So story maps as a geo-CV. Tell the world the good work you're doing and the things you want to do through this medium. Okay. So thanks for inviting me. I feel very privileged to be able to talk to the students and everyone else on the call today. I really do appreciate you inviting me. So thank you very much. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions or have follow-up emails. So please feel free to circulate my email, my contact details. Those of you who are on Twitter, I tweet at GIS for Schools. No secret from there. So that's me. And I will put that into the chat as well. And there you are. So thank you very much. And good luck with the rest of your studies. Study geography, study GIS. That's my advice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jason. So I am Mohammed Fnesh, Solutions and Product Analyst at Esri Lebanon, and welcome everybody. So are you ready for some fun and win some gifts? If so, please prepare your devices, laptops, mobile phones. A poll will pop up now on the screen. And it's for you to answer. Only one winner per poll. The first right answer. The winners will be announced at the end of the event. We have 5 rounds, 2 questions in each round. But before starting the first round, we have a testing question. It's not counted. It's just a trial. So get ready.
Please confirm that you all have seen the pop-up. Yeah, we have 6 responses till now. Muhammad, please, 8 responses. So now you can stop it because this is just a trial. The real one is coming in the next question. So you can stop it and get ready for the real one that ends with a gift.
Okay. Now this is the real question.
So the question is, what does spatial data means? You have 6 responses. Yalla, the winner is not only in fact of right answer, the fastest answer. So 7 responses, 8 responses, 10 responses. Okay, we'll be closing it very soon. لحقوا حالكم. Okay, 11. Okay, just close it, please, Muhammad. 13. Okay. Very good.
And I'm launching the second one.
Muhammad, you have a lot of gifts to distribute for this, for the...
Yeah.
Okay, so what you can do in story map? Six responses. Make it fast. يلا يا شباب ويا صبايا. 8, 11. We're 43 attending the meeting. Go ahead, 13. We have a valuable gift at the end, 14. Okay, can you close, please? 14. Okay, close the poll.
Yes. It's closed. Okay, thank you all. Now I will leave the lead to my colleague Ali Awad, the solutions and products analyst at Esri Lebanon, to continue. So Ali, please go ahead.
Hello everyone. Let's start with the first project, which has been receiving great attention in the recent period in Lebanon sports. It was done by the student of École Notre Dame Sahel Alma. Please introduce yourself, and you can start.
You can share your screen, introduce yourself, and tell us your story.
We can't hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
We, 12th grade students, decided to use technology with the technical support of Esri Lebanon to prepare an interactive application on the locations and features of different ports in Lebanon by relying on GIS. It all started when we were in grade 11. We chose our project to serve the community. Our goal was to make an easier way of locating different ports in Lebanon and giving people the information needed about it. It was hard having to work in a team online, to be honest. We went through a lot of ups and downs, we argued a lot about some ideas, and it was hard sometimes finding the information needed. But despite all this, we worked together and made a great effort. Our work was characterized by our courage, our unity, and our will to persevere so we could succeed.
Hello, Maria Sauma. Is the waterfront that opens the country to other states and has long been the only link to other people and civilizations.
Hello, Sharul Karouche. This web app was made to guide the people toward reports in a simple and beneficial way, where they will find information about their whereabouts. In addition to that, the user can select the type of the ports that he wants, such as touristic ports, commercial ports, etc. While doing this app, we encountered some difficulties, like finding specific information and then getting to know the use of the widgets. But in general, it was fun learning how to communicate with others in order to get the needed info and how to build a map and a web mapping application.
As shown in front of you on the screen, we mentioned Beirut's port since it's the most important port in Lebanon before and after the explosion of August 4, 2020. We also mentioned other ports such as Tripoli, Sidon, and Tyre which are less spaced than Beirut Sport, but have a very important, big importance for Lebanese economy. Junior Sport takes the lead. Tourists and fishermen always visit it. Gathering information wasn't the easiest task to do. Luckily, we had some help from the Navy. They were a big hand in giving us data.
Hello, Akash. Finally, of cooperating with each other, arguing on ideas and trying our best to come up with solutions to our problems, our written information was transformed into an interactive application with modern technology through ArcGIS platform. It wasn't that easy, by the way, but we overcame all the hard parts to achieve our goal. And by that, we have learned a lot of things, such as working in a team, learning how to use new technologies, and benefiting from it to the fullest. This is supervised by Mrs. Maris Fadel Sauma, who is responsible for the community service project at school in collaboration with the school administration, represented by her director, Sister Dalida Lahwayek, the responsible of the secondary section, Mrs. Samar Shanin. The preparation and implementation of the 11th grade students, Trace Dakkash, Maria Sauma, Naya Haddad, Mara Farah, Gayal Habshe, Clara Nader, Sharb Al-Kaloush, and Karim Majdalani. Thank you.
Are we done with the first project or not yet?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Any thoughts that you want to share, Jason or President Nahra or anyone about this? Feel free to just let us know.
Yeah, I love the use of dashboards. We don't have many students creating dashboards. That's very impressive.
Yeah, really impressive. By the way, I didn't see any of the projects. I was just following up from time to time, but yeah, I was amazed. You can see on my face that I'm so smiling about this. So let's continue. Unmute yourself.
Okay, yeah. We are now back with the second round. We have also 2 questions. So the first one is launching now.
So which item we can't edit on a web map? Go ahead, be fast and answer quickly. You have 7 responses so far. $11. 13, yeah, you can stop it. The ones that are not answering are losing a lot. So this is the second question. Geography teachers, what do you use? Uses a story map to explain the lesson. What is the best practice that you can make for an exam? What do you use for an exam? This question should be won by the teachers, I think. واو كله جاوب 11 13 كله بيعرف. Okay, 14. Okay, you can stop it. So we will continue. Before like starting this presentation, I just want to briefly position this whole project. This specific project is the end result of a pilot GIS module conducted with the students under the supervision of CRDP. Like the GIS module was developed by the CRDP. That was one of the projects that were completed during the MOU. The missing part of this project to be completed is really the final recommendation report from the CRDP. So I lean on you, since you are here, Mr. President Nohra, I lean on you to initiate this really after listening to the students and after getting to know the project. Ali?
Okay, let's continue and move on to the second project that it was done by the student of colleague de Mont Carmel, Fanar. Please introduce yourself, share your screen, and start your stories.
You can share your screen, Jennifer. Is Jennifer the presenter?
Yes.
Okay. I stopped sharing my screen, so you can share yours, Jennifer.
Yes.
Internet issues. You can start talking while refreshing the...
Okay. Hi, my name is Jennifer Mdawar. Oh, now it's okay. Yeah.
We see a white screen, Jennifer.
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
now we can see it. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Hi, my name is Jennifer Mdawar. Today, a group of grade 11 students at Collège Notre-Dame du Mont Carmel Fanar are going to present for you a historical... Yes.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hi, my name is Jennifer Mdawar. Today, a group of grade 11 students at Collège Notre-Dame du Mont Carmel Fanar are going to present for you a historical story about the Lebanese Republic, its president since the independence until now, the executive authorities, and the head of governments. We will see their images, their application. The GIS platform gave us the best way to present our geographic, historical, and digital story to turn it from a local one into a story that the world knows. This work has been completed after having prepared a GIS lessons in the presence of the CRDP. Our two heroes of our project are my colleague. We did this project a year ago, and here we are again presenting it for the second time. Not anyone can accomplish a unique story like our students. First, we will start with the Lebanese national anthem. Okay, so Lebanon is a parliamentary democratic republic that declared its independence on the 22nd of November 2021. 1943. Since today, the 18th of November 2021, 4 days before our Independence Day, this 22nd of November 2021, which will mark the 78th year of independence. Okay, so as I was saying, Lebanon is a parliamentary democratic republic that declared its independence in 1943 with an area of 10,452 square kilometers and is located in the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. The Lebanese system is based on the principles of separations and balance of power. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Continue.
Okay. And authorities exercise their responsibilities in cooperation with each other. Now let's move to Lorena and Darita Kordab, who are going to talk about the Lebanese Republic presidents.
Now we'll talk about the role of the President of the Republic. The President of the Republic is the head of state and a symbol of the country's unity. His mission is to respect the Constitution and conserve Lebanon's independence and its lands. He's the High Commander of our armed forces. This is the headquarters of the presidency in Babda. We are a group of students, and we did this research about the former president and the current president of Lebanon. 13 different individuals have served as presidents of Lebanon since its independence in 1943. We gathered those insights and we attached them to an Excel table. And this table consists names of towns, the coordinates of those towns, names of cities, and the presidency. Then we converted this Excel table to a form that our GIS would comply with, which is Unicode text. Now we have a web map. Then we changed it to a web app. This map includes a legend that consists of the facts that we looked for. The internet is...
Yeah, just keep moving on.
You need to see the map so I can explain.
Okay.
Okay. This logo. Okay. This logo is the logo of the presidency. We also have the base map. We can identify the information on any other map. Let's take an example, imagery and others. Next, there's the overview map. We added measures and locations, and you can use it if you desire to know from which district is a certain president or former presidents. You can share this plan on Facebook, Twitter, or even by mail. You can also copy the link, and you can choose the size of this map, and you can print it. Thank you. Here's a brief summary of the personality of each of the presidents of the Republic from independence until today. The first president of the Republic in Lebanon was Bashar al-Khoury, and independence was achieved during his governance. Bashar al-Khoury was born in Beirut 10 August 1890 and died 1 November 1964, and he's from Rishmaya and from Alay district. His marital status, married to Lor Shiha. He had her children Khalil, Michel, and August. He received his elementary education, Bet al-Din, then Abda. He finished his studies in Beirut. He traveled to Paris in 1909, where he studied law and obtained a license there. And he returned to Lebanon in 1912 to practice his profession at the office of the professor Amil Adda. Here we have his image. in the website, we have the oath that Bashar al-Khoury declared. The second president, Kamil Shamroun. At long last, we have Michel Aoun as the current president of the Republic in Lebanon.
Are you done with the project? Are you done with the project?
No, just a minute.
Presentation?
I think she lose internet connection.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, I just had a problem. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the presidency of the Lebanese government. I will present a web app about the prime minister since the independence until today. A group of students collected the necessary information that we put on this map to make it a web app, converting it and story map series with ArcGIS platform. Here's a list of each president since the independence era until now. If we click on any tabs, it shows a web window with the name of the presidents, like Bashar al-Khoury here, the coordinates of his town, Al-Muhafaza and Kaza. Here we have Al-Muhafaza, Jabal Lebanon, and the Kaza Alay. On the left, a tab shows the prime ministers in his era, Riyad Salah, Abdul Hamid Karam, Sami Salah, etc. And the same goes for the others. And finally, our current president, Michel Aoun. Now we will get to know more about the Lebanese ministries, their positions, duties, and the name of the ministers from the independence era until today with Serena Habib. Hi, to create this map, first of all, we collected all the information about the ministries and the government palace. Then we transformed the Excel table to the Unicode text format, then to a web map, and finally a web app shortlist. Now we're gonna see the Grand Sarai, which is the government palace. As we can see on the map, it's located atop a hill in downtown Beirut, a few blocks away from the Parliament building. Here we can see its picture and some history written about it down here. Now we go to the Ministry of Justice. As you can see, as soon as we click on its name, its location instantly appears on the map. Here you can see its logo, its date of establishment, and its phone number and its official website. Here is a picture of its front building and the tasks of the ministry. And finally, we also put the names of all the ministers of justice since Lebanon's independence until today. One challenge that we faced was finding the names of all the ministers since the independence era, because it's from almost 80 years ago, so we had some difficulties finding them. And there's also some cases like the Ministry of Youth and Sports that was created in the year 2000, so it's obvious that there's no minister before this date, but we didn't know that until we did the researches. This is why it's important to us to put the date of establishment and search for these informations, for it shows how Lebanon has evolved since it gained its independence by developing and expanding its policies to encourage people and support them in all domains. Because even if Lebanon is a small country, it's great because of its people, who are strong by their will and capabilities to rise their homeland. Thank you. Well, it came for an end, so why don't we close our project with a small conclusion? Our activity, which constitutes our lesson, approaches the end, and every successful story has an ending which inspires the beginning of a new one. Our digital story today is our first step in using geographic information system technology. I hope that we will accomplish other topics in line with technical and digital development at the national and international levels. New Horizons has opened before us, which came as a result of harmony and convergence between three institutions. They believed that development begins in investing in education for the sake of human growth and the development of societies. Firstly, the Esri company, which set its platform and expertise to serve the education of our school, especially thanks to Mrs. Grata Kalzi and Engineer Ali Awad for following up with us from a distance. Secondly, our school, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Fanar, is watchful for the interest of its students and is proactive in providing the best for a future befitting our dreams. And to you, Mrs. Dar Harib, all the praise and appreciation for your efforts and giving us all the time needed for the success of our project. Here we can see the picture of our school. Here are some pictures of the students who worked hard with us on this project. And here our school logo. Thank you.
I think there are a lot of students, because I see a lot of hearts and clapping hands. So Jason, what do you think about those different information products? It took me like I don't know, many years to learn to do that.
Yeah, there's lots of different uses, and it's a huge amount of work. You can see different elements being in their multiple story maps. Fantastic, really good.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I just want to let you know that President Nohra has to leave for another meeting. He sends his greetings to all of you, and he's very proud of what you are achieving, and he looks forward to hear more from your stories for like inside the CRDP.
Okay, let's go with the third round.
So prepare your phones, your mobiles. So how do you share with your teams? Go ahead, have responses. 7 responses so far. 10. Go ahead. You will be amazed by the gifts that you will receive. So more answers. No one is answering more, so you can close and get ready for the second one. What can you add to a web map? Go ahead. Wow, 10 responses so far. We're 41, 12, 13. Yes, so you can close. For the ones who did not participate, you will not be happy because you will not win. Okay. Ali?
Okay. After the spread of the COVID disease and the economic crisis that hit Lebanon, some citizens need help with basic needs like medicine, like food, etc. So the students of École Notre Dame Sahel Alma decided to create this amazing project called Locating Your Need. Please introduce yourself, share your screen, and start your story, please.
Hello, my name is Noor Khadar. Our project aims to locate Lebanese families in need in the Burj Hammoud area. Due to the difficult economic crisis in Lebanon, in order to obtain useful data describing their living situation using ArcGIS Survey 123 survey form model based on ArcGIS, highlighting the possibility of cooperation and contribution to the payment, securing needs and assisting the largest number of families at Burj Hammoud. We are pleased to cooperate together within one team and continue to undertake a lofty initiative demanded by every Lebanese family. We look forward to emphasize the active role of young people in installing hope after loss. Thank you.
My name is Maria Ballan. Lebanon has been facing compounded challenges. Its largest economic depression and financial crisis, COVID-19 and the Beirut port explosion that affect many families. And as a result, this crisis decrease in living standards of Lebanese. Despite all the difficulties, we decided to visit the girls' house of the Sisters of the Holy Heart in Burj Hammoud in order to collect more information about families in need. Hand in hand, let's make tomorrow better. I am grateful for this amazing opportunity to share my drawing on GIS platform. We can clearly see a man with a melancholic face with tears on his eyes. It's a metaphor of misery. When I drew this artwork, I experienced a roller coaster of emotions. This point refers to every molecule of sadness that I kept from the eyes of the families in need. My soul is involved with every single line because I strongly believe in the power of art. Art is not only an object painting, it's the loud voice of every person who suffers and couldn't express his sorrow.
Hello, my name is Rebecca Al-Khazin. In our project, Locating Your Needs, mainly we have two dashboards. First, an internal one, which is displayed to members only and includes some private information about the families. Second, an external one that is displayed to the eye of the public. Our dashboards are so similar yet so different. On both dashboards, we have an indicator that shows the number of families that need the help. Then we have two types of charts. First, the pie charts. We used the pie charts to show the statistics between male and female, the number of members per family, the need of each family. Second, we used the serial charts. The serial chart is used in both our dashboards to display our family's answers to the question, were you near the blast when it happened? And another serial chart was used, but this time only in the internal dashboard, where we display the monthly income. In addition to the charts, we have inserted a table in the internal dashboard that shows every family's situation in a detailed way.
Hello, my name is Ali Barhoush. Furthermore, we created a survey form using ArcGIS Survey 123 platform in the aim of collecting all this valuable information. We ask questions like age, sex, number of family members, location, contact, and left the place for special requests. With Survey 123, creating an effective and useful survey has never been easier. Locating your needs is not only a theoretical project from behind screens. It's a practical, applicable project in the Burj Hamoud area. We students had the chance to visit the city twice. The first visit was initiative. We met Sister Juliet at the girls' house to plan our project and exchange data. We thought that locating your needs should be acted on, considering that actions speak louder than words. That's why we acted as a group to express the purpose of locating your needs on the grounds of Burj Hamoud. So we cooked on our own expenses large quantities of pasta with delicious meat, vegetables, served with a side of salad. We organized the distribution with Sister Juliet. The look on the eyes of the families was heartwarming. We felt that finally, locating your needs mission was completed.
My name is Clara Naushe. To conclude, we worked this project with the supervision of Mrs. Maris Fadel Sauma, the responsible of the community service group at our school, with the collaboration of Ms. Greta Kelzi, Mr. Ali, Mr. Juliet from the Sisters of the Holy Heart. Thank you.
Are you done? Yeah, I'm speechless, actually, Jason. What do you think?
Well, we spoke about it earlier, but that amazing student power. You have power, you can act, and this is one great example of that. I also really like the idea of you've really considered the ethics of collecting data that should remain private, data that can be public. You know, that's absolutely vital for these things to be successful.
I mean, yeah, I'm amazed. I'm really speechless of what I'm seeing.
Yeah, amazing.
So, Muhammad?
Yes, the round 4.
Get ready. Can we do spatial analysis over the web? I think we can't. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. Go ahead. 8 responses. 10. 11. Okay, 12. Where are the other 43? What are you doing? Why don't you answer? Okay, you can close the poll. And the second question is, what do we need mainly to build a web map? I think it's a title. What do you think? Not sure. Yeah, you can close the poll.
Yes.
Okay, and then Ali?
Okay, as we know that the Egyptian civilization is one of the most beautiful civilizations in the world. So let us enjoy this project that it was done by the student of Collège Notre Dame de Montcarmel Fanar. Please, Brian Gael, introduce yourself, share your screen, and start.
Hi, I'm Gael.
Hello, I am Brian.
Can you see my share screen?
Yes.
Our project is about the Egyptian civilization. We studied this subject in our history program last year, and we like to apply its information in a GIS program. We then collected all the data to build our project with our classmate of grade 10C, talking about Egyptian location, gods, their science, and pyramids, and upper and lower object under the rule of minds. It's located in the northeastern corner of the continent of Africa. From the north, it's bordered by the Mediterranean Sea. From the south, it's bordered by Nubia. From the east, it's bounded by the Red Sea. From the west, its land are considered an extension of the Great African Sahara.
Egyptian gods. We have Ra God, was believed to rule in all parts of the created world. Ptah, he was worshipped as the creator of all things and the patron of various crafts such as sculpture and metalworking. Seth, god of chaos and violence, deserts and storms. Thoth, the god of wisdom at the pharaohs. The ancient Egyptians considered that he was the one who taught them writing and arithmetics. Anubis, god of death, mummification, the afterlife, tombs, and the underworld in the ancient Egyptian religion. Hathor, she is the goddess of love, beauty, motherhood, happiness, music, and fertility.
Horus was considered a symbol of goodness and justice. Bastet is in its oldest form, the cat goddess. Bastet was represented as a woman with a head of a lion or a wild cat. Amun, he was the god of the air. Isis is the goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. Osiris, he is the head of the death court. In the science, engineering, Khufu pyramids, it is the largest and first pyramid of Giza. Khafre's pyramid, the second pyramid is smaller than the first, but it's higher because of its high base. Pyramid of Menkura, the third pyramid, is the smallest of the three, with a height of only 65 meters.
Mummification, it is an art in which the ancient Egyptians excelled and is meant to preserve the bodies of the dead to remain intact for long periods. Use tools, a chisel, hammer, hook, linen rolls, perfume, dry natron salt, resin, sand, beeswax, and cosmetics. Stages, extracting the brain from the skull, filling the chest and abdominal cavity with a solution of natron and linen rolls impregnated with resin and perfume. Drying the body paint with liquid resin to fill all the pores of the skin, putting sand between the skin and the muscle layer, using beeswax to close the nose, eyes, mouth, and abdominal incisions, lip and cheek coloring, wrapping the mummy with many linen laces that may reach hundreds of meters, painted with resin with beeswax added as an adhesive.
Astrology. Time measuring night hours are like water clocks. Sundial, hourglass, shadow hour. The division of the solar year of the Egyptian, 365 days, 12 months. Every month has a 30 days and the remaining 5 days are a holiday. Season. The first chapter is the rising of the sun. The second chapter is the chapter of germination. The third chapter is the harvest season.
Pyramids of Giza. Several people were killed trying to climb them when the water rose. This is the reason why many scientists believe that they engaged in more sacrifices over them, it is illegal to climb the pyramids of Giza. The Great Pyramid of Egypt, Khufu, is the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in the Giza Pyramid Complex. This pyramid was the first wonder of the world. It was designed to be hermetically sealed underwater and was built into air shafts that people blocked to keep water out. Inside this pyramid, there are small rooms beside the king and queen rooms in which they stored things and animals. There's a possibility that the tip was covered with gold or electrum, but it has long since disappeared. To build the pyramids, stones were moved by wagons and sledges on the soft ground by humans and animals. Their construction began about 4,450 years ago. Some of them match horoscopes and record time. Their boards are used and their sculptures tell the story of the beginning of creation and the future of humanity. Egyptians were among the first to study astrology, so they built the pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure along the Aryan Belt, where three kings are aligned once every 27-37 years.
We will talk about the Pharaoh's Golden Parade was an event held in Cairo, Egypt on 3 April 2021, during which 22 mummies belonging to kings and queens of the new kingdom of ancient Egypt were moved from the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square to the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization in Fustat.
In conclusion, we thank Ms. Christina Ie for helping us and checking on the informations, Ms. Laure Harib for guiding us and giving us all the steps to complete our map, and our school administration for permitting us to use the ASRI platform. In the end, we thank all the members of our last year class, 10th grade C, and the mentors in the work, Jai Allam, Gael Wehbe, and Brian Milhim.
Thank you, thank you. So, what do you have to say, Jason?
Again, I'm just struck by the amount of work that goes into this and the detail that it's gone into. But I think what I like about this story map is that it shows this sort of diversity of things you can do with the technology. So this is really about, for me, teaching and learning with GIS.
Yeah,
you know, some others have been focused on action and things like this. So it depends what you want to do. You can do almost anything inside here.
So this is a lesson, a history lesson that was converted into a dynamic one, but also it was mixed with the latest news, with the parade. Like it's not only the history, it's also the future, like the current and the future. Yes, amazing, amazing. Thank you for your work.
Okay, and this is the last round.
Get ready. We still have 2 gifts. One response only. 5, 9, 11. Yeah, okay, you can close the poll. And this is the last question.
Yes.
Prepare your phones. Eight. This 10. Then there is 12. Okay, you can close this. Thank you, Muhammad.
Okay, thank you.
And let me, I think I'm not sharing my screen. I was not sharing my screen, so sorry for that. And Ali?
Okay, let's continue and move on to the last project, COVID vaccination centers. It was done by the student of École Notre Dame Sahel Alma. Please introduce yourself, share your screen, and start.
If you're talking, we can't hear you.
Hello, my name is Clara Rief. 2019 and 2020 were 2 tough years because of COVID-19. COVID started in China, then it was spread to Lebanon in 2020. We, as students from the Holy Family School, from the scientific branch, centered our work around the pandemic and how it affected people, specifically in Lebanon. We worked hand in hand on this project with big help from the technical team from Azri Lebanon to show how important it is to get vaccinated, and of course we mentioned the side effects of the vaccine. I'm Marie-Ange. In order to fill the survey, we contacted the hospitals and the medical centers and asked them about the different types of vaccine given and their side effects and how many person is taking the vaccine. However, we faced some problems, like a big number of hospitals didn't answer us or didn't give us specific responses needed. In this way, we got to know more about the vaccine and its importance and efficacy in the society and worldwide. And we know more now about the side effect of each type of vaccine.
Hello, my name is Imana Mohammed. Furthermore, in the dashboard, we started by putting the map of Lebanon, where we set the distribution of the hospitals and the centers according to the areas. And then we mentioned the type of vaccines that are given in the centers. And we cleared up the percentage of types of vaccines that are given in a circle diagram, and the names of the hospitals that are giving the vaccines. And all that to clear up the many options that we have to get vaccinated.
Hello, I'm Hani Azam. Well, as the side effects for the coronavirus vaccines, most of them are just similar to all the common vaccines we know, including pain in the injection site, some fever, and headaches. These do usually go away after 2 days or so. As for more serious ones, some rare case of blood clots due to the AstraZeneca vaccine have been reported in addition to rare heart inflammations in case of the Pfizer-BioNTech or Moderna vaccine. Still, the World Health Organization sees that the benefits of the vaccine outweighs its risks and recommends that vaccinations continue. Thank you.
So good afternoon, my name is Salim. So we hope that this project could maybe be made useful. Thanks for everyone in the Azri team for walking us through this awesome and new experience and for making this wonderful GIS technology that we use to its fullest potential in our projects. Special thanks to Mrs. Greta and Mr. Ali from the Azri team, and also special thanks to Mr. Muhammad Fnash for providing us with some handy last-minute help. Special thanks to Mrs. Marie Sauma who guided us throughout this journey, every individual who collaborated, and every hospital and center who provided us with this data. In the end, I urge everyone to get vaccinated because it is the only practical way that will bring an end to this pandemic. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's amazing. I mean, when I was looking at the different presentations, I saw that the school, the Notre Dame du Collège du Carmel, Dumont Carmel are more active in the reaction than the one of Sahel Alma. So I was seeing a competition between you two. So our event came almost to an end. So for your final thoughts, Jason, of what you have seen.
Just to say, I see a lot of work from young students. This is among the best I've seen. The depth and the challenge that you've had to go and create it. The courage you've taken on. You've taken on some very difficult and challenging subjects. I don't see that in other schools. Yeah, so you should be very, very proud of yourself and keep going. Okay, it's absolutely excellent work on a global level. Really good. Bravo.
Yeah. Well done, really well done. Thank you. But I'm gonna share my screen again for the final words before closing our meeting. It was really a joyful moment for us. But this joyful moment won't happen. We were not able to make it if we didn't have those two champions with us. So in the school, leading all of those efforts, definitely with the support of their relative school principals. Really a big thank you to Madame Marise and Madame Laure for all the extra time that you are spending and for your engagement. We really appreciate this from your side. So a big thank you for you. Also,
thank you all. I want to thank you also. And I hope that all the students can persevere and to benefit from GIS. Yeah.
Yes, we hope so. We hope so.
Thank you.
So again, Esri is highly interested in building the next generation of people, not only GIS professionals, through the different programs to build a geographically literate next generation of youth. You can't imagine the number of students like you who are using and playing with the ArcGIS online tools all around the world. But you are really the lighthouse in this context, and we are very proud of you. Like we are doing our best, and ESRI is doing their best to help the students everywhere to acquire geospatial literacy, develop the kind of skills that the GIS community possess. And we in ESRI Lebanon also, we are trying to shed the light on what you are doing. So we have created and launched recently an education page on our website that is really dedicated to showcase your stories. So now that we will be updating it to showcase those the new 5 projects that you have presented. So we are here to list your projects. So keep on doing the good job, and we will keep on highlighting your work on our page. And you don't want to know who are the winners? The winners are for those 10 questions. We'll start listing them one by one. First one is Brian Milham. Congratulations, you have won a personal ArcGIS online personal use provided by ESRI for the GIS Day. You can redeem it from us. Second name is Rita Abishdid. Yeah, if you're here, just let us know that you're here. The third name is Serena Habib. Yeah, open your mics. We're towards the end, so we want to hear from you. And I don't know who is this CDI Social. I don't know who's the name. So if he's here, just tell us and redeem your license. Elias Karam is one of the winners also. Joe Samour. Okay, I'm here, CDI support. Okay. You'll tell us who you are later on. Larita Cordab. Okay. Yara Wehbe. Jennifer Mdawar. Okay. Theo Khalil. And Theo Khalil was the last. Yeah. And Theo Khalil was the last winner. So this is my last slide. Thank you all for your time. Really a big thank you for you, Jason, for staying for all the event, despite we took like 20 minutes more. See you next year, and don't forget to redeem your gifts from us before the end of 2021. Yes.
I want
Yes.
to tell something.
Yeah, sorry, Ali.
Okay. It has been a pleasure contributing to this wonderful work, and thank you for all efforts. I'm sad that I want to be able to work with you next year due my move to England. However, I will always be happy to help you, and would like to stay in touch with you all. Keep going, and wish you continued success. Thank you.
Yeah. We also thank you, Ali. But now Jason is also located in UK, so get in touch with him and provide him some support in the education, because he works he's extensively experienced in the school. You know, Ali was working with the students all the time. So all the thanks goes to him, not to me. I'm just pushing to have all of this. So thank you. And we are very proud of you, and you are the motivation for us. So happy GIS Day, and see you next year. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks everybody.
Thank you,
Great.
Mr. Jason. Thank you, heroes. You are all heroes.